Gives me great honor and a privilege to introduce Blandina Tiki from Harare, Zimbabwe. Moro, hello Blandina.
Hi, Liz, how are you?
Good, Blandina. Let me ask you, you come from Harare in Zimbabwe,
Yes,
and were you born in Harare?
yes, I born in Harare Hospital.
And how many years were you living in Zim?
In Zimbabwe, it's 30 years,
So you've been here for nearly 4 years
nearly 4 years.
in
Yeah,
SA.
yeah, in SSI,
In Joburg, mainly in Joburg.
4 years.
And why did you leave Zim?
So,
Why did you leave Harare in Zimbabwe?
because things are tough in Zimbabwe, there's no jobs.
And is there any food in the supermarkets?
Yeah,
But you have,
but it's expensive.
and how do people pay for it? How do they?
Now they are using bank cards for swipe and eco
Yeah.
cash.
But if you don't have a job, how do the people survive?
It's tough for them.
And there are a lot of people that have fled Zimbabwe that have come to South Africa.
Yes,
Have you got many friends that have come?
yeah, I have many.
Wow. And what made you choose South Africa? Because it's close to Zimbabwe, or?
Because of crisis of Zimbabwe, there's no jobs. So we can't survive without money, without jobs. So we come here in South Africa to look after for a job. So we look after for our children, our mother, and our family.
And you've got children back in Harare?
Yes.
How many children have you in Zimbabwe?
I have two. The first one, she's 15. The second one, he's 4 years old.
Shame. And who's looking after your children?
My mother.
So it's not easy for you, hey?
Yeah, it's not easy.
Wow. And when did you last see your children?
I came here on 3 days ago.
So you go, how often do you go back to Zim?
But I go on 16 December and come back on 2 January.
But how often do you go? Do you go
Only once a year.
So you only see your children once a year?
Yeah, only
And
once.
and have you managed to bring them here to visit you here in South Africa?
No, they don't have passports.
Is it hard to get a passport?
It's not hard, but they need money to get passport.
Wow. So let me ask, when Mugabe, when he was in power all those years, and when they told him enough is enough and you must leave, people were very optimistic. They thought that the situation in Zimbabwe is going to become much, much better.
Nothing changed in Zimbabwe. Things are going worse.
Even worse than with a new president.
It's worse. Worst.
Did you vote for him, for the new president?
No, I didn't go to vote.
And who would you have voted for?
I would vote for Chamisa, for MDC.
Wow. Because they say that the MDC actually won the vote, but it was rigged.
Yeah.
There's also corruption in Zim.
There's main corruption in Zim.
Wow. And your family, have they been living in Zim for many, many years?
Yes, it's their home.
And are you Shona?
Yes, I'm Shona.
Wow. Hey. And how do your children feel that? It must be very difficult when you have to say goodbye, especially your youngest one.
Yeah, the youngest one, he cries. And I say, no, my baby, I want to go to work, so you go to school. He said, okay, mom, you can go and find a job and work there.
Wow. And you managed to speak to him on the telephone?
Yes. I speak with them after only 1 week.
Wow. So that's really, really something, hey? And now, what were you doing in South Africa for the 4 years? Were you working at different places?
Yes, first time I work for Indians as a helper.
As a helper?
Or maid.
And how was it? Was it okay?
No, it was tough.
Did they treat you well?
No, they never treat me well. They give me the food that was off.
Oh no.
They give me sometimes they give me food lasting about 1 week in the fridge. They
Really?
say you must eat it, yes.
And were you looking after their children?
Yes.
And they gave you food that was off?
Yeah, they give me food.
And where was this in Indonesia? Where were you working?
In Randburg.
In Randburg?
Yes.
And were they, not that it makes any difference, but were they Hindu or Muslim?
They are Muslims.
And they didn't treat you well.
Yeah, they didn't treat me well. Then I lived there.
Did they used to go to mosque often? Were they religious Muslim?
They are Muslims.
And they religious?
The
Did they go pray often and go to the mosque often? To their mosque? Do they go to their special mosque to pray?
Yeah, special mosque to pray. They have their God.
But why did they not treat you well?
I don't know. They say we are different. You can't eat our food.
Really?
You must eat your own. Yeah. If you gave you must eat what you gave you.
And did they pay you well?
No,
Not.
not. They were paying me little, man.
How long did you work there?
Nearly 6 months.
It's a long time, hey?
Yeah.
And then did you decide you don't want anymore?
Yeah. Then I found job here at Buffer Park in Q for Africans.
And how was it working there?
Yeah, they treat me nice.
Now the Afrikaans, were they, because in the past history, but not all, and it's not good to generalize, but the Afrikaans were more like right wing. You know, they weren't so in favor. Not all, and it's there were. You know, you don't ever want to generalize, but the National Party that was the government under apartheid was mainly Afrikaans.
Yeah.
Did you find any racism when you were there in the Afrikaans family?
No.
They weren't anti-black or anything like that?
No, they treat me nice.
Were they treating you better than the Muslim
The
Indian?
Muslims, yeah.
Much better?
Yeah, they are much better.
And these were Christian Afrikaans?
No, there was no Christians.
The Afrikaans people, they weren't Christian?
Yeah.
What religion were they?
I didn't see them go to church.
They didn't go.
No.
So maybe they were atheists, or but it's not important. But they treated you nicely.
Yeah, they treated me nice.
And they gave you proper food. They didn't give you
they
food.
buy me my food. They ask me what you eat. So they bought me my food for the whole month.
Wow. And were you looking after their children as well?
Yes.
So it's not easy, because here you have your own children back in Harare and you're looking after another family's children. It's a very difficult situation.
Yeah, it's a very difficult situation, because sometimes I miss my kids.
Of course. Wow.
I say, I miss my kids.
And did the Afrikaans family pay you better than the Indian family?
Yeah, they were paying me better than the Indians.
Wow. And then why did you decide to leave the Afrikaans family?
They moved to Cape Town.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, last year, December. They moved to Cape Town. They say, you want to go? I say, no, I can't go to Cape Town. It's too far.
But they wanted you to come with them?
Yeah, they want me to go with them.
Wow, it is too far, because then if you go to Zim, then it's...
it's too far.
And it costs too much money to travel.
It costs too much to travel there.
But they were good to you?
Yeah, they were good.
And now it's your very first night, you helping here in Glen Hazel. You're helping very nicely with in our home with my mother, which we're very grateful. Ken Horace, she's getting on, and you helping in the night, which is we really appreciate it. Is this the very first time you've ever been in a Jewish home?
Yes, it's very first time now. This is my first day.
Your first day? And have you ever met any Jewish people before?
No, I met Nileo. You know Nileo? Nileo is Karina's sister-in-law.
Okay.
You know
But have you ever been in a Jewish home before?
No.
And when they explained to you about meat and milk, was it strange or very strange?
I shocked. I say, there's milk and meat. I didn't know about that.
Is it very strange?
No, it's nice.
And when you were growing up in school, you went to school in Harare?
Yes.
Did you learn about the Bible?
Yes.
And you learned about the Jewish people in the Bible?
Yes.
And the land of Israel you've heard of?
Yeah, but just a little bit.
Wow. Did you ever know that Jesus himself was Jewish?
Yes.
So you knew that he was a Jewish?
Yeah, he was a Jewish.
Wow. And in Zim, did you learn about Israel at all?
No.
And have you heard here about Israel?
I hear about Israel.
And is it positive? Is it good news from Israel?
Yeah, I know Israel. There's a grave for Jesus. in Israel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you know about the Jewish people in Israel, anything like that?
no,
And did you ever learn about the Holocaust?
no,
What happened in Germany?
no,
You've never heard of that.
no, I never heard about that.
You weren't taught it in school.
Yes.
Wow. And let me just ask you, you've been here in South Africa now for 4 years.
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced xenophobia? People that are racist or even black on black, where people see you as a foreigner and they treat you badly. Has that ever happened?
Yes, especially in Texas. If you know, me, I don't know the language, South African language here.
Like Sutu or
Yeah,
Zulu or Koza?
yeah, it's difficult for him. I just heard Zulu, just a little bit.
Do you understand it a little bit?
It's Zulu.
Because it's a little bit similar to
It's
Shona.
Shona, yeah.
There's a connection between the Shona and the Zulu.
Shona, yeah. It's a little bit. So if you speak English, they took you like a stupid. They don't understand you, especially taxi driver. They told you, hey,
The
when
taxi drivers.
yeah, they told you, hey, when we are not Mulungus,
What is
we are
Malungus?
not whites. You must speak our language. Don't speak English here.
Wow. And if you don't know Sutu, what do you do?
You just keep quiet. You just ask another one, sit next to you. Then you
Wow.
ask him.
Wow. Okay. And but has anybody been nasty to you? Has anybody shouted at you, or has there been violence? Has there ever been any violence?
No.
Because unfortunately, there have been cases of xenophobia where people have been killed.
Good. No, I didn't meet that.
And have you got a lot of Zimbabwean friends?
Yes.
And you all get together? Do you have very close Zimbabwean friends?
Yeah, just talk on WhatsApp.
Wow.
Yeah.
And have you got any relatives, any of your family that are here as well?
Yeah, I have my sister.
Oh, so that helps.
She stays in Randburg.
Wow.
No, it's not Randburg. It's I forgot. See.
Is it far from here?
Yes, Rustenburg.
Rustenburg's far.
Yeah, it's far. She stays in Rustenburg.
And how often do you get to see her?
I last year on October. Last year.
Wow,
until
it's a
now.
long time.
Yeah, it's long time.
Does she come to Joburg at all? Rustenburg is actually, it's about at least an hour away.
Yeah, it's an hour from Joburg.
And she can't come and visit you more often, or you can't go to see her?
Yes.
Is it too difficult?
She's working there, me, I'm working there. So there's no time to go to visit each other.
That's a pity, hey? And has she also got a family back in Harare?
Yeah.
She's got children there?
She has children, 3 children there.
And is she looking after a family here in Rustenburg?
She's stay in Rustenburg.
She's staying in a home,
Yeah.
and she's looking after. Is it
she's working there.
a white family that she's looking after?
No, it's a Tswana lady.
A Tswana lady. Okay,
Yeah.
very nice.
Yeah.
Wow. Anyway, it's been so wonderful speaking to you, and we just wish you all the best, and we hope that, and we know it will go well, and we appreciate you being here, and we just hope that the situation in Zim will change, because it's very difficult.
Yeah, it's difficult.
I mean, if you would have stayed behind in Zim, you wouldn't have had money to pay for your children's education,
Yes.
and how would they have eaten?
If I was in Zim, I don't think my kids, they will go to school.
Really?
Yes.
So coming here, well, I hope you find it very comfortable. And here, you know, the fridge is, you are welcome to take whatever you want. You'll never get, you can choose whatever whatever we eat, you eat, even though it's kosher. Your kosher food, I think you're going to like it.
Okay.
And you'll feel free to do whatever you want. And you can use the same utensils. You know, there were some places where for the maids, they would give their own special utensils, their own special plates and knives and forks.
Yeah.
And they weren't allowed to use the telephone. You know, some people, it was crazy. They would look after the families entrusted the maids with their children's lives, but they would lock up the telephone.
Yes.
Which, because they didn't trust them to use the telephone, but they
Yes.
entrusted them with the lives of the children,
Yes.
which just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So here you don't have that problem, thank God. and you're free to eat whatever you want from the fridge. You can take whatever you want and eat, and just
Thank
feel
you.
free. And we know it's difficult, your situation, and we just hope that we can ease in the burden, and that you can, please God, you'll accumulate, please God, like money that you'll be able to help your family, and you'll be able to go home sooner and be with your family. But in the meantime, while you're here, we want to make it as pleasant as possible.
Yes.
Okay, and you're happy that you're going to be working here.
Yes, I'm very happy.
Well, that's wonderful. Anyway, it's been so lovely speaking to you, and we just wish you all the very best, and we just hope that you are reunited with your family soon. That it's not going to be you've been away for 4 years, and then maybe you'll be able to go more often, not only once a year. It's very difficult to go just once a year.
Yes.
So maybe you'll go more than once a year home,
Yeah.
and you'll be able to, and maybe you'll be able to bring your children to visit you here,
Okay.
which would be lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome, Liz.
Okay, God bless, hey.
Thank you.